All right, so I'm trying to work dogs. Dogs have a stick and they run off in the yard. It's 8:15 on a Monday night, 85 degrees. The dogs are tired. Uncle Stonnie is tired, but we have to put the work in, right? So we got to get another go on the exercise with small challenges course, because guys, the work is easy in the morning time when the dogs are full of energy, but in the evening time, then everybody's tired from a whole day's activity, especially here in the summertime. And today the humidity's high because it just rained this weekend. So you just got to keep putting that work in, you know, which is a balancing act, right? Because if you do it too much, then dogs don't like it. If you don't do it enough, the dogs don't make progress. Running a professional kennel is just a whole series of like balanced decisions, right? You have to. You see what I'm saying? Like that right there, that dog just flying across the barrels like that could very easily have ended in what, cameraman? A trip to the vet tonight, you know? That's what the dog business really is, guys. You know, people, they watch the videos and they're like, oh, Stonnie's job is so good. I want to go hang out with Stonnie. Because they think that what we do is work from 9 to 11 in the morning. No, we teach lessons from 9 to 11 in the morning, right? And then we go do adventure training. Then we come back and we teach lessons from 4 to 7. And then after everybody goes home and kind of leaves us alone, we've still got to go over all these, over all the stuff that we worked on earlier, just to kind of double check, so that when I go in and I start making my notes for tomorrow, like I know where everybody ended the night. You know, some of these dogs, they do very well early in the morning because we do a lot of fun stuff. You know, we're giving them treats and we're loving on them. They're getting to see lots of people. But what really counts, what's really important here, is if we can get the dogs to pay attention even when they're tired, even when they're fatigued from a whole day's worth of physical activities. That's the real key. And so a lot of your valuable information that you use to design your next training session actually comes from the training sessions that aren't so awesome, you know? So like at night, I always, after all my lessons are done, you know, I always throw a leash on the dogs and go back over whatever we were working on earlier, just so I can take and put in my little notebook for tomorrow morning, you know, what I was having trouble with. So most of these dogs are doing pretty well, but see, like that right there, like this dog is a beagle. So somebody took a beagle, mixed it with a lab, and so it gets distracted easily, right? Because what is a hound, right? A hound is a dog that's bred to run away from you and make noise till you find it, right? So you have a Labrador that was bred to bring you stuff, right? And look at you and go, hey, Stonnie, you're awesome, man. I'd love to go get something and bring it back. And you breed that with a hound who says, hey, Stonnie, I'm gonna run away and I'm gonna howl until you come find me, you know? And so, like, the notes that go in the journal for a Bigador are usually a little bit more lengthy than the notes that go in the journal for a nice field-bred lab. Let me see here. We got those two knuckleheads running around with the stick. Who else do we have here? Oh, here's another dog. We'll talk about the heat. Oh, this dog's from Boston. And you know how I'm always going on and on about dogs being chubby. Well, we're getting her in shape, but she came here and she was the chubbiest dog we've seen all year. You know, her name's Lola, and she's super chubby, El Chubbo. And so before we could even get to doing the exercise with small challenges, of course, we had to get her in shape, you know. And so one of the things that I look at when I'm walking Lola at night is like, what's her overall demeanor like? Was the exercise that we did today, was it too much? You know, like sometimes with Lola, if I let her just do everything that the other dogs do, then by the time that I come out here at night and kind of do my little daily review here, she can't even, like she's so fatigued that she lacks the physical capacity to do the obstacle. So it takes a it takes a little bit longer. If you have a dog show up and it's out of shape, it takes a little longer to learn how to read the dog, But this time Lola's doing pretty well. So I feel like the way that we moderated her energy level today was appropriate, because see, she's still kind of bouncing around. So I'm gonna get her up here on the dog walk, and I'll let her go. I'll go grab somebody else. Let me see, the biggie door we've already done. Have we done Doug? Hey, big Doug, what you doing, Doug? All right, this is Doug. Doug's a pretty cool little dog. I'll just come over there and start where you are, cameraman. Now, Doug's been here for a little while, so he's in pretty good shape, and he knows the routine. Another thing, though, that happens to you, I'll show you, I'll come over here and show you, is like we get these dogs in, they're pretty young. Right about the time that they really get the hang of the routine, then they go into the hardcore teething phase. Let me see if we can throw Doug up here on the, come on Doug, up on the table. Take a look at his teeth a little bit. Let me see. You see? And so Doug, he has his incisors, but look, see his canines? He's still got the baby canines right there. Okay, so those guys, they're going to start coming out here in the next few days. And then when their big teeth start coming out, then a lot of times they'll run a fever, or they'll get diarrhea, or they'll get lethargic, or they won't want to train, they won't want to like eat. And so you got to look at that every night. Just kind of letting you guys in on what's going on. Somebody had asked me on my YouTube channel, like, hey Stonnie, what do you do when you're not making videos or not giving lessons or whatever? Well, we do a lot of cleaning, we do a lot of mowing, we do a lot of repairing vehicles, do a lot of oil changing, because I got a lot of things with motors. I got four-wheelers, motorcycles, side-by-side, boats, trucks, And we do a whole lot of just kind of basic, like physical care for the dogs. Every night, we have to look in their ears, make sure they don't have ear infections. We have to look at their teeth, see what stage of teething they're in. Another thing that happens a lot when you go out and adventure with dogs is they pick up sticks, and then they'll be biting on sticks, and so they'll get little splinters and stuff in their mouth sometimes. Oh, this is a pretty interesting dog. Her name is Sibley. Come on, Sibley. And she is a mix. Let me see what she is. I think she's a German Shepherd Border Collie mix, or maybe a Malinois Border Collie mix. They mix these dogs so much now that I lose track. Come on, Sibley. Up. Very nice. You're a very good dog. Easy. And she's a good dog. But like a lot of these different herding dogs, like when there's a lot of movement around, she'll kind of get fixated on the movement. She chases the other dogs a little too much. She can be a little bit too nippy. But she's a fast learner because she's very pattern cognizant. Now look at these labs. See how these labs are always around? That's cool. Oh, we got Chief. Come here, Chiefy Chief. Oh, look at Chief. And then sometimes you'll have them like Chief. So Chief's a good little dog. But look, he doesn't want to work. He's like, look, I'm done working. Don't be climbing on me now. Chief tells me he's done working. He's like, hey, Stonnie, I've worked enough. I'm kind of a good looking dog. I'm a dog of leisure. I think I'm gonna take the rest of the night off. So I have to go down there, wrestle him up, get a leash on him. Once I get a leash on him though, he's pretty compliant. Wait, very nice. Easy, up. Oh, very nice. Up, up. Oh, good dog. Now Yeti, this yellow lab, she's really good. And then here's Archie. Now Archie's an interesting character. Archie actually came from Saudi Arabia, believe it or not. So somebody in Saudi Arabia had bought him. I don't know, maybe they were doing like a bomb detection or some type of illicit cargo detection program. And he's a little nervous, So kind of flunked out of that course. And a guy from the States was over there working. And in Saudi Arabia, you know, they get these dogs a lot. And if they don't work out, most of the time they just kind of euthanize them. So, believe it or not, this guy and gal from the States, well, actually the gal's from the Ukraine, of all places, but they managed to find Archie, and he is a really good dog. I mean, he's really awesome. Really well-bred dog. So I would have to think, come on Archie, that the reason that he flunked out of whatever training program that he was in has much more to do with either the trainers themselves or the training protocols not being well designed for this type of dog. And that happens a lot. You know, I mean, you could be a good dog trainer for a certain type of dog, and then you just run into a different type of dog and your methods don't work very well. And that's why today, like, the key to being successful in the dog business is making sure that you can find a methodology that works well for not only a given type of dog, but really you need enough experience to kind of make sure that you understand the bloodline of the dog. And more importantly, you got to find something that's going to work for the people, you know, because like the best dog training, like I always say, the best dog training is the dog training that actually gets done, you know. So here's Archie. I mean, listen, I would take 1,000,000 Archies, you know. I can't imagine him flunking out of anything. So, like, whoever said that he was flunking out of something is either kind of, you know, not putting the work in, maybe they just don't know what they're talking about, or maybe just the type of work that they were putting in is just not a good match for them and that dog from a relationship point of view, you know. Like, dog stuff's crazy. All right, well, guys, I was just checking in, showing you a few dogs, showing you what we do when we're not making videos or giving lessons. It's just kind of this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna do all this one more time with every dog, because it actually takes a lot longer than what I just showed you. But kind of gives you a little bit of insight. I'll see y'all next week.